Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the Elektron Syntakt. This machine's been out for quite a while, and there probably are lots of other YouTube videos about this machine, but I just wanted to go on a bit of a deep dive and make a multi-part series about this machine because it's quite complex, but it is incredibly powerful. Now, there are other machines that do similar things to this. A cheaper version of this is the Model Cycles, and it has a lot of the same functionality, but there are certain things that the Model Cycles cannot do, which I'll get onto in later videos. I should really do a comparison maybe, but I don't have a Model Cycles anymore, unfortunately. I sold it. So one of the main things about this machine is that it's just incredibly powerful. It has actually got a huge amount of functionality in such a tiny box. I think I should probably start by talking about the number of synth engines it has in it. Okay, so it actually has 8 digital synth engines here and 4 analog synth engines. So that means on each of these buttons up to 12 you have a different synthesizer. Okay, now that's pretty massive and pretty incredible, and you can change out those synthesizers. Okay, they're not all the same ones. What I mean by that is that you can have a different type of synthesizer on each of these buttons. For example, if I click on track 1, so if I hold click on track 1, you can either do that to select it, or you can press the button to trigger the sound that's on there. Lots of different choices of ways of doing things. And then I press function and press synth here, and it actually says underneath machine, tells me the shift function. If I go into that, I can see that I can select a bass drum synth, or 2 different types of snare drum synth, or a percussion synth, or a clap synth, or a cymbal synth, or 5 different types of synthesizer. Okay, it's tone synthesizers. So how many have we got there? That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11 different types of synth you can have on the digital ones. And then if I go down to the analog, not function, and press it, if I go track, I go down to the analog synths. Okay, so I'll go onto this one, the one that sits on button 9, function, machine. I can see here that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of bass drum synthesizer. I've got 4 different types of snare drum synthesizer. I've got 2 different types of rim shot synthesizer. I've got sort of 2 different types of noise, or sort of like high percussive synthesizers. I've got a dual VCO, okay, so dual voltage controlled oscillator, so 2 oscillator synth, and then a raw synth. Okay, so there's a huge amount of different types of synths that sit on all these buttons, which is pretty phenomenal. And they all have their own sequencers in each of those synths. Okay, so I'm not sure how many steps you can go up to. I think probably, well, it'll be 16 times 4, which is 64, I think. Don't test me on my maths, it's very late at night and I'm just doing this test recording. So yeah, you can, each one of these has its own step sequencer, and you can choose whatever length step sequencer you want, up to 64 steps. So that's pretty cool. Now, you don't have to have a different synth on each digital one. You could just choose to have 8 kick drums if you wanted to, or 8 snare drums if you really wanted to do that. And on the analog ones, yeah, exactly the same. You could have 4 sets of kick drums, but I'm actually not sure. I think number 12, let me just find out for you. If I click on this one, yeah, I think that this one has, yeah, so 12. Okay, so 12, and it might also be, might also be 11 that you, no, it's just 12 that has a limited choice of machines, but they are all slightly different. They're all different types of hats. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, so really you've got 8 digital synths there, and you've got 3 analog with the same choice of synth engines, and then this one on its own with sort of the hi-hat, ride, cymbal, percussion machines on it. Okay, I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight into why this machine is so powerful. And I'm going to make another video that goes into the parameters that you can change with each of those synth engines, and then I will also make another video of just creating a track with one of these machines. Really, for playing out live, they are an absolute dream. They're fantastic. I did have this one up for sale. I thought I would get rid of it, and then I thought again. I've now decided to keep it. One of the things that I love about this machine is that the kick drum designer on the digital synth engines is fantastic. It's really, really good, and you can get some really fantastic kick drum sounds out of it. Okay, so if you like this video, please hit the like button. That'd be really helpful. And even more helpful would be if you subscribe to this channel, and that will give me the boost to keep making these sorts of videos and building upon these types of videos. I am going to make a part 2 of this if the audio recording has worked out okay.